Welcome to the Engineering Emotions and Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Wink. Today's episode, I'm going to be talking about installing new habits. So I don't know about you, but I have gotten chunky and a little more doughy with the COVID quarantine. Definitely put on the COVID-15 or the Quarant 15. Reminds me of freshman year, except my freshman year, I ended up having mono, and so I actually lost like 20 or 30 pounds, but not the healthy way. It was my glands are so swollen I can't eat anything or drink anything, which led to a hospitalization. And man, is an IV so refreshing when you are dehydrated. So maybe you're like, hey, I don't need to change my eating habits. I need to change my exercise habits. I am ripped and been eating well. That's good, because this actually applies to just about any habit you want to install, from something simple to something complicated. So I'm going to do with something complicated, which is completely changing diet habits. It actually becomes a lot simpler if you're doing something a little more straightforward, such as like you just want to start a 5 or 10 minute meditation routine, which is something that I installed at the beginning of the year. As just every day I do at least 5 minutes of meditation, maybe 20 minutes, but the 5 is like a minimum baseline, and I do it several times a day. Because if it's something simple like this, you don't need to do what I'll call the first step, which is baselining. Baselining is basically, where are you right now? What is I'm just doing my regular, I'm mindless, I'm on automatic, what do I do? And so this is something actually my wife has started working with someone at a local gym, and she said, okay, for the next week, I just want you to write down everything that you eat. If it goes in your body, it goes in a journal. I don't want you to change anything, do anything different, just looking for data, just on a fact-finding mission. Just want to know what you're doing, what's your baseline now. So it'd be, how much protein, how much carbs, how much vegetables, how much water, how much coffee, how much creamer, all that sort of stuff. Just going to get baseline. Because if you don't actually know where you start, it's hard to know how you're going to get to the destination. It's like saying, I want to go to New York. But you don't say like, well, are you in Buffalo or are you like in Beijing, China? Like get the difference. How we're going to get from point A to point B is going to matter. It's going to be drastically different compared to, where we're starting from, right? So baselining, especially if where you want to go is a lot further away from where you are, going to be very critical. So that's the first step, is to baseline, figure out where you are at now. The next step is, well, where do you want to be? What is your ideal way of being? And so if this is like, you're not a meditator at all, you don't do any meditation, but you want to be someone who meditates 1 hour a day, I do not recommend going from no meditation to 1 hour of meditation a day. I don't care if you put it on your calendar. I don't care if you commit to doing it, for 66 days. It doesn't matter. It's too far from your baseline. You're going to make it a little ways, and then part of you is going to go, fuck this, I'm out. And it's not going to be successful. Now, there are some people that can do that. Like, if you're one of them, congratulations. Like, you are a rare breed and fantastic. But it might be one of those things, like, you might not have this capability in all aspects of your life. So the cold turkey, the zero to 60, like a Tesla, with ludicrous mode, instantaneous. Like, most of us, that's not going to happen. It's kind of the slow and steady wins the race, like the tortoise versus the hare. The tortoise approach is going to give you the maximum results that are going to be sustainable. Because, a lot of the things that, really give you the biggest payoff in life, it's slow, sustained over the long term, like investing. A little bit of money put away every month into, quality investments over the long term is going to give you guaranteed amazing fucking results. It's like, yeah, you can try, Bitcoin. You could try, putting your money into some risky, real estate investment. That's not investing though. That's gambling, which is fun. It's great. It's awesome. Like, it's totally cool. You can get lucky. Same thing with like trying cold turkey. But if you want guaranteed, or as close to guaranteed as you can possibly get, then this formula that I'm talking about, this is the way to install fantastic habits, almost guaranteed. Because I mean, shit does happen. Like, things happen, or you just change your mind. You might realize, like, I thought I wanted abs. I don't really want abs. It's too much work to have abs, and nobody really cares. So you've done your baselining, and then you've figured out, where you want to go. So then the third step is to get yourself to ease your way into where your final state would be. And we're not even to making this a habit. We're just getting from our baseline closer to what our desired everyday ideal state would be. So for me, where my baseline has been like eating just about anything and everything. So it's just garbage food, just cookies if there's cookies, cheese and all sorts of stuff with wheat and sugar. Where I want to go is going back to a no sugar, no grains style of eating. Now I'm not going to tell you what type of diet to have. Like, go figure that out. Like Vinny Tortorich, if you want to know no sugar, no grains, look him up. I'll put a link in the show notes. But fantastic. He did it out of necessity because he had cancer, and he started doing he did what Western medicine told him to do, and he did no sugar, no grains, and he's been cancer free for I don't know, it's almost a decade or something now. So, and lots of people go on a no sugar, no grains diet, and it really is like a food is medicine type of thing. And there's a lot of research, a lot of other things. I'm not going to sell you on it. This is just what I'm choosing to do. So going from baseline to, desired state. So I've been going from eating anything and everything, and my desired state is to eat a diet of no sugars and no grains. So my process for this is week 1, no sugars. This is the week I have just completed. So I have been a little pissy. I've been a little annoying, but not as bad as, because I've done this before, where I go cold turkey, and I'm like 100% go from garbage diet full of poison, sugar, nonsense stuff to complete no sugar, no grains. I am a complete wreck for about an entire week, maybe 2. So because this is very similar to a ketogenic diet. In fact, if you do no sugar, no grains to its fullest, you effectively will be in ketosis. Unlike a keto diet, though, no sugar, no grains is very descriptive of what you can and cannot put in your body. Whereas there's now a lot of fake keto garbage out there that basically it just has a bunch of ingredients that you don't even know what they are. They claim it's keto, but it does all this marketing math. Like monk fruit, I think, is still practically like a sugar. So it's like, if it's making it sweet, it's probably like sugar, and your body's going to probably treat it kind of like sugar, and you'll have the results kind of like you had sugar. So it's really is like, you can't lie to the body. The body is the truth teller. So you can read all the marketing messages, but if you step on that scale, if you do those measurements, if you look in the mirror, if you feel your energy levels, if you look at your skin and it's not changing, it's because the body does not put up with marketing bullshit. It wants real stuff. It wants real food, real ingredients. It wants you to really change. If you want what you want, you got to do what it takes to get what you want. You can't just fake your way through it. Like, it's not like that bullshit test in school where you could just fake your way through and then go and complain to the teacher later. Like, the body doesn't work like that. It's like, I am a true mirror of what you do to me. Whatever you want, I will grant it to you. I am the wish granter. I am the wish master. So you really got to get real with what you're doing, which is why a true baseline is important, and then stepping to what you really want to do in a sustainable way. So my first week, as I said, no sugars. So that is complete. I am now starting my second week, which is now no grains. So that means no wheat, no bread. But I'm going to be a little relaxed when it comes to dairy. I'm going to be a little relaxed. If maybe something's got a little added, I'm still going to allow myself some bars. One of my favorite bars is a Quest bar. It's still not. It's one of the best that I've seen. The Quest, I believe, it's chocolate chip cookie dough. I mean, It tastes okay. It gets that sweet tooth satisfied because I love sweets, man. I love me my chocolate. I love me my sweet. But when you want results, you got to make some modifications. And when I really get into this thing, my dessert will turn into almond butter, not peanut butter, because peanuts can have inflammatory results in a lot of people, and I believe I'm one of those people. So I find I get much better results if I avoid peanut butter and stick to like an almond or a cashew butter. So this week is going no grains, but with a little laxity. I'm expecting I will be a little pissy, a little annoying. That is okay. After this, I will start to get a little bit more strict, being really, really careful with like the dairy, reducing the number of protein bars, and really trying to just, good, high quality, real meats, vegetables, good oils, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, butter. So, no sugar, no grains, I'll be getting carbohydrates from my vegetables. A lot of people don't know this, but vegetables, your broccoli, your spinach, there are carbohydrates in there. If you feel like you're not getting enough carbs, you just eat more. You just eat a pound of spinach, pound of broccoli, get your carbs. That I don't have enough carbs is not an excuse to go have pasta. It's not. So, and so I'll say after 2 weeks so I'm finally pretty much on my no sugar, no grains diet. I will say that is the start of beginning the habit installation protocol. I really like Robin Sharma. He's the author of the 5 a.m. Club. I really like his numbers and his take on how long it takes to install a habit. I feel like I don't know. Every time I turn around, someone's kind of claiming that we can change a habit, much faster. It's some people. I think it started out as like 45 days, and it's a month, and it's 21 days. But I mean, really, it's other than peak emotional experiences, which is like, you're driving your car and you almost crash it and someone says, never do that again. It's repetition. Repetition is how you change behavior, which is why when you hear politicians talk, they say the same thing over and over and over and over again. There will also be an emotional component because they're tying these emotional experiences with repetition, and that's how they get you to agree with what they are selling you. So be your own politician, influence yourself, and repetition. So I really like Robin Sharma says 66 days, breaks it up into 3 stages. He always says it's hard at the beginning, messy in the middle, and then glorious at the end. So anything new, it's going to take a little bit of effort. The thing that we often forget is that it doesn't go from hard to great. It goes from hard to worse, then to great. But when we're ready, when we're prepared, then we know that, hey, we're on the right track. Use this as a sign of success when it's like, I really just want to give up. I feel awful. This is the worst. That means you're on the right track. So the first 20 days is going to be that, this is challenging. Like, I got to think about it. The next 20 days, that's when it's going to get messy. That's when it's going to seem like the world is out to prevent you from getting what you want. And you need to redouble your efforts and just stick with it, no matter how messy, how awful. It's like, just keep doing it. And then it'll start to be like, oh man, I got this. But the thing is, keep it up, because this is where you want to really reinforce that behavior with the positive reinforcement with those glorious results that you're getting. So that's because you want a habit to be every day. Like when you brush your teeth, it's every day. It's not like, this is the toothbrushing week. No, it's a day ending in Y, brush the teeth. So if the whole point is to have an everyday habit, then having a longer timeline to install that habit should not be an issue when the end result is you want it forever. So instead of trying to sell ourselves on, maybe, I can get it done in 10 days or 21 days, just sell yourself on it's going to take 66 days and be prepared and have your game plan set to, 1, go from your baseline to your ideal. That's going to take a certain amount of time. and plan for that. And then plan, okay, how is 66 days to get my new habit installed? What is that going to look like? What could come up? What could go wrong? So like for me, I need to have my food planned out. I need to make sure that I'm purchasing, high quality meats and vegetables. I need to make sure that I have good for me snacks. So like I like to do macadamia nuts and cashews and almond butter. I'm also ordering some nut butters. Vinny Tortorich is now starting to sell some nut butters. fbomb.com also sells like some really good, NSNG qualified nut butters. So having these things so that when, oh shit, for whatever reason, I got hungry and I didn't have time to plan, I've got something that still keeps me on plan, keeps me on track, so I don't reset. Because the other thing that Robin Sharma says is that if you miss one day, you start over again. You reset that clock. Kind of like being an alcoholic and counting sobriety. It's like, doesn't matter if it's been 1,955 days. That day you drink, you go back to day one. Start counting again. Because it really is that continuity, that getting that groove over and over, deepening, so that there's no way that you can get out of it, because it's just so automatic, like brushing the teeth. That is the key. And so I'm going to, report back, let you know how it's going, because I'm on, 1 week down to getting to my ideal starting point. So I haven't really even started yet. So after one more week, I'll consider that I'm ready to start, and then I'm going to have 66 days. So even though summer's ending, I'm considering this like I'm being bullish on things are going to get better. We're going to be able to do things. So that's me being optimistic. And so I'm looking at bikini season come November. So that's what I'm getting ready for. I'm ready to get into my bikini, look sexy, look sweet, look awesome. So that's why I'm going to eat right, feel right. The big thing is I was feeling like crap, man. I was feeling like an old ass man. Like it was really about a week and a half ago, I did a vinyasa yoga class, and it was like 3 days later, I was still sore. And I'm just like, this is not right. This is not me being sore because I worked so hard. I've been putting shit in my body, and my body is rebelling. This is my body saying, you got to do something. Because our body, like I said, our body reflects how we treat it, how we think of it. There's no bullshitting the body. You can numb the body and you can patch over stuff, but it's just going to keep getting sicker and sicker until you do something or you kill yourself. Lately, we've been watching My 600-Pound Life, where these are people that have been ignoring the signs of their body for so long, and the body's been trying to go like, hey, you're not putting good food in me. Like, hey, I've got a lymphedema that's causing you pain. Please do something. Help me out. Like, this is not how we should be. But once these people finally decide, okay, enough is enough, and they go and educate and start changing the behaviors, the tools, like amazing things are possible. Amazing things happen. So the sooner we recognize what our body's telling us and listen to it, the sooner we can get to the best state that our body wants us to be in. And, when our body, our mind, and our spirit are all aligned, we can literally do anything we want. Anything becomes possible when we line up those three things and they're all in sync and all talking to each other and all become one. So with that, that's this episode of the Engineering, Emotions, and Energy podcast. I'm Justin Wink. Find me on Facebook at Emotions Engineering. Can also check out e-motionsengineering.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Hit me up. Let me know what habits are you trying to change, and how are you going to get there? Let me know. All right. Thank you, and good day.